Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. Hey, I'm live at 5. 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 Come on, inside of the StreamYard room. Let's go ahead and get into this conversation. Put it in the chat. Get it in, get it in, get it in. Yes, I'm going to need my red dress from my sissy eventually. So when she log on here, that's all I want to see. But let's have this conversation about get it in. As we approach the end of this year, there's three things that I want you to lock in to get it. Hey, new Tiffany, how you doing? Hopefully you and the baby's doing well. Hopefully I will be able to see some more pictures. I know you've been sending me some, so continue to keep me updated while you're on this journey. And again, if you need me, you call me. So listen, listen, let's get it in. Hey, sissy, give me my red dress. It's all about get it in. Put it in the chat. Get it in, get it in, get it in. We are almost to the end of the year. And I know y'all don't want to see that far down the line, but I promise you the year is almost gone. And before we get there, there's some things that I need you to think about, to maybe do some recalibrating inside of your mind on how you're going to actually get to that thing that you've been talking about or that you talked about earlier this year that you want to see come into fruition by the end of the year. All right, so look, before we get into this conversation, let me introduce myself. My name is Denise Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneur's Jumpstart Program. It is the #1 training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, and build a highly profitable business. And how do you do this? By building your courage, confidence, and competence so you can accept, believe, and commit to what it is that God has called you to do. If you ain't in that game, you ain't in the right game, because you want to definitely follow your purpose, follow your passion, and get it in. Put it in the chat, get it in. So one of the things that I learned during my training program, which I think is so important, and I want you guys to get it in, I want you to lock it in, I want you to allow this to become a practice that you participate in order to get these things that you want done, or to achieve these goals that you want to achieve. Like, you really got to get it in. Put it in the chat, get it in. So the first thing that I want to encourage you to do is to get a structure for fulfillment. Now, I've been talking about this a couple of times, but you could just put in the chat structure. And I think structure is where you start. So there may be some ideas or things that you want to create or accomplish. And in order for you to have a structure for fulfillment, you need to allow some brainstorming to take place, right? You need to get it out there in the open. You need to get around people who have great energy, people that you can trust with your dreams, right? People that you can bounce ideas off of and that will give you feedback, right? Put it in the chat. I need structure. Put it in the chat. I need structure. And in order for that to come about is definitely having these conversations to get structure around what it is that you want to create, to do, or evolve in. Now, for some of you guys, I know summer has brought in like this I don't want to say this lax mentality, but sometimes summer bunnies drive you crazy. Like, you just out here, you're going to the beach, you're having a good time, you're traveling, you're doing all these things, and then you stop focusing on things that matter to you the first half of the year, right? We're well into month 8. It'll be month 9 before you know it. And I promise you, it's going to continue to zoom by. Like, for me, I feel like, well, the end of the year is already here. In October, you should be planning for your next year. So in another couple of months, your plan for the rest of the year should be locked in. Put it in the chat. I need to lock in. Put it in the chat. I need to lock in. So that first thing that you need to do is just get some structure around it, get a structure of fulfillment, figure out who you can meet with, you could talk to, that you could go through these things. Definitely, if you have your family structures changing, right, Tiffany, you have life growing inside you, you have your structure of your family changing. So you want to make sure that you're preparing yourself. You got a structure for fulfillment. You done had conversations with people who love you to give you some feedback, some ideas, support you in what it is that you're creating and you're building for your new life that you're entering into, right? You going from just taking care of yourself to taking care of yourself along with someone else. Now, the second thing that I want you to do is I want you to get some standards. Put it in the chat, standards, right? And the reason why this is second is because first, you want to get a handle on what it is that you want to create. But these standards are what's going to give you the criteria that you need in order to execute whatever you actually come up with. So for me, there are some standards that I have for myself. Like right now, I have this standard of not texting, right? If I want to talk to somebody, I'm calling them. I also have a standard of not being late. I also have a standards of, you know, honoring my word. I also have a standard of having integrity, providing excellent customer service, right? I don't know what your standards are, not allowing people to take advantage of me. I'm working on planning an event. For me, the standard is I need at least 3 quotes for everything that I'm doing. Why? Because I always feel like having more people in the loop or in the know or options, having more options leads you to make the best decision than you only having one option and you got all your eggs in one basket. Put this in the chat. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's a standard, right? It may be a catchy, cliche-ish type of phrase, but for me, it's real life and it's not on TV. It's like, nope, I need to have options when it comes to making a decision about spending my money or investing in things. I need to know that I'm picking the right person that aligns with me and my standards, right? Especially investing in a company. I want to make sure that they value time like I value time. I want to make sure that they value my investment like they value their investment. Because here's the thing, I know that I haven't talked about this in a while, but you don't want to enter into relationships where it's transactional. And the transaction means once you swipe the card, everything else kind of falls by the wayside. You don't want that. You want it to be transformational, whatever it is that you're investing in, even if it's something for your home, for your job. Like you want to make sure that people are helping you transform or change or create whatever it is that you want to create. And if they ain't playing that game with you and they just taking your money and then they kind of like, you'll figure it out, then you might not need to be investing in what they're doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? You want to make sure that these standards that you're setting for yourself and in your life, you communicate them well and you honor them. Put it in the chat. I will honor my standards. I will honor my standards. Now, honoring your standards is going to be something that you do whether people agree with you or not. Like, I don't care if people don't value their time. I'm going to still value my time. And that means, too, if they don't honor my time, I'm going to decide to do something else with my time. But I will also communicate with them and to them that, hey, time is important to me. If you're going to be late, let me know. If you want to reschedule, let me know, right? You set these standards in place so that you're not disappointed and you're not distracted or taken off your game plan because you're allowing other people to dictate how life should be going for you. No, you should always have your standards and you should always have structure. And then number 3, you need a plan. Put it in the chat. I need a plan. I need a plan. Yes. In order for you to go ahead and grab hold to these things that you're talking about, you're dreaming about, you're praying about, you got to have a plan. Like, I hate to tell you, but you can't coast to it. You can't coast through it. You can't wish it. You can't pray it. Like, you really got to work towards this thing and write your plan down and make it plain. And then when you're executing it and you're moving forward, remember, you're going to let those standards guide the way. But if you don't have a plan, having those standards and having structure really ain't going to make a difference. Having that brainstorming meeting to have the structure fulfillment ain't going to make a difference. You got to actually have a plan and execute it. I think I had shared this with you guys before, like maybe last year. I met with my executive team and they told me that they really missed me being live. And they was like, you need to go back live. And I was like, oh, okay. So how often should I go live? And how long would you want me to be live? Right. So we went through all these details and then it was up to me to execute the plan. Right. Other than that, it would have just been a waste of time. So whatever it is that you're set out to do, when you have that structure fulfillment conversation and you get the structure laid out and you got your standards of how you want things to look and what's going to be the criteria in order to make these things happen, and you write the plan down on when you actually going to start this thing and take actions and move towards it, I'm going to need you to just go ahead and execute it 150% and don't allow new shiny objects, other good things, good works that don't align with what it is that you're doing, distract you from what you're creating for yourself. Because guess what? You got 4 more months to make this happen. And I don't know how far along you are on the goal that you set or the thing that you wanted to achieve in 2023, but 2023 is fleeting. And all I'm saying is you want to be happy when you get to the end of the year and you look back at everything that you've accomplished, all the strides that you made, the impact that you made, the things that you were able to accomplish because you actually got it in. You understand what I'm saying? Put it in the chat. Get it in. Get it in. Get it in because you're running out of time. You got to get it in. And in order for you to get it in, those are 3 things that I want you to focus on, get down on paper, have the conversations, and get moving. So number 1 is I want you to get your structure. Get your structure because you need it. Number 2, your standards. And number 3, get the plan. And go ahead and execute, all right? Always looking forward to serving you. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Put it in the chat. Get it in, get it in, get it in. I love you guys, and I'll see you then, 5 o'clock this Wednesday and Friday. And of course, it's Monday, and I'm live at 5. Hey, I'm live at 5. Hey,